Welcome back to episode 12 of A Very Welsh Park. Today you'll get to see Rhondda Valley in all its glory, including every single coaster and track ride POV. Terribly overwhelming. As you might have guessed, I shan't be doing this alone. I have with me 3 regulars of the channel. Representing Twitch, we of course have the Planko Queen herself, Poetry Slam 78.
Hello!
Representing console, we have the one and only Iron Matty.
Hello!
And representing YouTube, we have the second best Planet Coaster YouTuber, Nerdchacho.
Hey everybody, how's it going?
Hi guys, how are you?
Doing well, thank you. How are you?
I'm burnt. That's it. Officially. Yeah.
Still recovering from it.
I rage quit.
I'm not doing very well.
No?
No. I'm a little bit starstruck, if I'm honest. I mean, we've got the one and only Moomin Little Socks. We have the Planko Queen Poetry Slam and Nerdchacho, and then Iron Matty. It's like Sesame Street. Something just doesn't belong here.
So, without further ado, let's jump into the park and take a stroll. So, here we are in the park. Before we begin our tour on ground level, I just want to go over a couple of things that I've done since episode 11. I won't go into detail because we'll look at it from Tegid Cam view very shortly. But essentially, this bit here that I said I was going to make into a storage area, I definitely just didn't decide I couldn't be bothered, but I turned it into a staff car park instead because I realised we didn't have any designated staff parking. It is very small, but it's a small park, so there we go. Kind of like a staff overflow. I added a little security gate down here. There's some trailers dotted around. I added some custom supports over here. A few people mentioned this loop didn't have any custom supports, so I did them. And of course I did the terrain all the way around the edge, as you can see. So I think those are the only things. Oh, and some various bits of clutter and final details, but we'll see them as we come to them. And here we are in Tegid Cam view, down on the ground, at the entrance of the park. But I guess we should have a little look around the car park first, because we all love a car park.
We do.
Who doesn't love a car park?
Exactly, and I even put some cars in this one. A few people have said before in my previous parks I never put cars in the car park, and it's because, well, piece count mainly.
Yeah,
and
piece
it's also,
count.
Yeah, it's just unnecessary piece count, but I thought I would.
It is.
I'd find a middle ground, and I just dotted some cars around. And,
I can't believe that people would point things out.
Oh gosh, can you?
The internet
can you even
pointing out
imagine?
mistakes.
I mean,
That doesn't sound right to me.
Did you rotate your cars, Moons?
Of course, some of them are even on like little slanty angles.
yeah, I noticed some people don't know how to park.
Yeah, there's a really bad one somewhere actually. I think he's slightly over the line somewhere. You have to find that one. I also don't like that they're very American cars, so that's why I also don't like to use them.
They are very American cars. They're very like 80s American cars even.
They are.
And not the good ones.
The stereotypical American sedans.
Yeah.
So yeah, out the front we obviously have our road sign from episode 1 showing the local area, and I do love to kind of set the scene of a park, even down to its geographic location.
Yeah, those signs are some of my favorite ever.
Okay.
Yeah,
And you're doxing the
those
entire
signs.
park.
Exactly.
We know exactly where this is now.
Exactly where it is.
I would kill for them on console.
Yeah, I can't believe you've not got custom media, have you?
No, don't rub it in. Not again.
As
Not
well
again.
as TMT Gate, you don't have custom media.
For crying out loud.
Got a bus stop here, served by the number 62, as mentioned before. Again, just building the lore behind the park, I think is so important, because not only just because of the telling of the story of the park, I think it also, as a builder, it helps you build when you understand every aspect of where this is, how you get there, and all those details, I think, anyway.
This is such a good view.
Oh, thanks.
I'm enjoying the hill. It breaks up the view of the park, like, quite nicely. It's not just an onslaught of stuff.
What I like the
It's a hill,
sign
there's a
being
hill.
centered in between the buildings and the hill behind,
Yeah.
and then you've
Yeah,
got
yeah.
things happening off to the left and the right.
I do want to say from the off that I am disappointed in the lack of height variations in this park. It's something that I am aware of, and if I were to go back, I would adjust it more, because everything is kind of one level. But the hills around the edge do, as you said, they break it up a bit more.
Yeah, but in a small park that doesn't have a massive budget, that's how it would really be anyways. They're not going to spend a whole lot of money just building fake facades up. And if there are height restrictions because of other sightlines within the city area, it makes sense.
If you look at Thorpe's sightline, that's pretty level too. Like, there's a few things that stick out like yours do, but the actual sightline itself is pretty much level.
True.
So,
thanks, guys. Thanks for making
you hit it. Hit the nail on the head.
Okay, great.
Great use of those dirt decals there.
Yeah, I mean, Fiorana did such a good job with these. Like, they are surely the #1 used.
Oh,
TNT
yeah.
KP.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, we've got our toilets here, which also doubles up as the spawn point and a
That
cheeky
security
little
guard was a
staff.
little bit thick. I like that. bring him back. What's his
Should
name?
we leave you here with our security guard?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to shoot my shot.
Okay, great.
He's got quite a swagger going on, hasn't he?
I know. Like, look at that walk.
He's like, this is my park and you're in my domain.
Yeah, we've got the first aid here. Similar build, and then the entrance, of course.
The first time I saw this building, I love the wood on it.
The
It loves wood, everybody.
Oh dear. The wood was actually a very last thing to go on because I think I said in the video it was looking very plain. It was just the plain plaster walls, and I needed something. And yeah, I think the wood is a nice touch of nature.
It's a great way to break it up and to use the trees that were cut down to make the park.
Exactly. Reuse, recycle, all that.
It feels like
looks
quite a
very
modern
modern, very
building.
clean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Matty and I
It's
just
a
said the same
natural
thing.
modern to
We
it.
did.
Yeah.
You guys are so in sync.
The logo is also amazing, of course.
Yeah. Really nice. Just
Who,
finishes it off.
who did the logo?
That was Relamatep. He's a great builder and great TMT creator and great streamer.
Good
So go and
effort.
check him out. We're in, and we've of course got the drop of Hoatzin right in front of us, which was something that I knew from the very start I wanted. And of course, having the dive drop the same as Oblivion, it has to be one of those things that has to go in first because of how much it's integrated into the park. Dropping down here and coming out over there, it's just not something you could do after the fact. It has to be done first. So
It gives Oblivion vibes as well. Like,
Oh, totally.
you've definitely nailed that whole let's do Oblivion. Let's
But
put it
I
in the
like
middle
the
of something.
theming better. The theming is I like it better than Oblivion's, and I like how it's incorporated into the park better than Oblivion.
I mean, I'll take that compliment. And then it was kind of this mix between nature and adventure, temple-y vibes for our first area and for a lot of the park. Of course, we are in the red zone. Let us not forget, anyone at any point, that what zone we're in. So, I mean, I guess whilst we're here, we should probably just go on Hoatzin, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
We should.
Unless
do
anybody's
it.
got any objections.
I don't.
Okay.
I speak for us all. I am the representative of Planet Coaster now.
I think that's completely fair, to be honest.
I nominate Poet.
And I'm just not going to argue. It's just not worth it.
Never
See,
argue with
Chacho's
her.
known me long enough.
So yeah, nice little covered queue, and up here into the station. Just a few little bits of theming here, nothing.
Very cute. I like
Crazy.
it. I like the Jeep.
Got these
Very
men
much
in
feeds
there.
into your video that you did with how to be good at Planet Coaster, with when you're trying to hide all the Planet Coaster little details, and just that queue line, just everything that you've done with it using the wood pieces, just covering up all the default Planet Coaster pieces, and you've just got such a unique visual style of how you approach Planet Coaster, and I think that's why so many people gravitate towards you. It's just because of it's just simple but amazing at the same time.
I really just watch him because of his smart ass ways, but yeah.
But yeah, very short and sweet, but I think it does the trick. It does what it's supposed to do. Let's get back.
Is this your headline coaster?
5-star.
I don't know, to be honest. I guess this one probably is the headline coaster, but I mean, you tell me.
Those loops are so beautiful. We'll get to that one.
Yeah, I guess it's an iconic sight line in the park, so I assume on that level, it probably is headline. How do we? I guess we should go down. Let's go around to the transfer tracks. I could just walk through objects, but I always, when you're in Tedgicam, you just feel like you have to actually walk through the gates. No, just me. Okay.
No, walking as if you're staff.
Yeah. Transfer tracks here. Nothing too crazy. Just got the maintenance shed, the tracks themselves, and a little gantry up here. But I think it's
this is very sexy, Moomin. I'm enjoying this.
We've got access for vehicles here. Got a lovely little people-sized gate here. Got to think of everything, Through there is a nice little cut through for staff to the back of the park, but we won't go that way just yet because.
Oh, you thought of everything.
I try to.
Do you have a checklist that you go down, or do you do all this mentally? Do you keep track of it all mentally?
I kind of have a vague one as I go, and then at the end I will kind of think of what's missing and where I can fit it in. I think this park is probably lacking in toilets, but there's no room for them, so people are just going to have to
pee in a bush.
Exactly. No,
maybe they just don't, drink. That's
we've got
all.
a toilet by the entrance, and we've got a toilet in Big Bite. And
More
there
you
is
want.
the pub over there, which would have toilets, but it doesn't technically in game terms. But
Right.
you can pretend.
I think that's plenty. It's a small park.
It is, yeah.
So yeah, your park is pretty small, so it doesn't need that many toilets. So this is the nerd in me kicking out, going, "Oh, what's the golden ratio for toilets versus capacity?" I don't think you need that many toilets because your park's not that big.
No,
I think you're
it's true.
probably all right.
Well, there we go. We've got the,
Let's
the
stop
nerd.
picking on his size. Come on. It's big enough, Moomin. It's fine. Don't
dear.
worry.
Oh dear. We got the Nerdchacho approval on the toilet ratio, so I'm happy with it.
Does it disturb anyone else how the cosmic cows use their udders as like a bouncy ball?
It's a bit weird, isn't it?
It's
It's just
disturbing.
the noise that does me. It's like, hello, boing, boing, hello.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate them. I hate them so much.
So yeah, nice little food and drink hut here, matching the theme of Hoatzin, as it probably would in real life. Yeah, that's that. And the last part of this area is Falcon, which Nerdchacho, what's this called in real life?
It's the thing. In game, it's
Great.
Golden Eagle.
Great. It
Is this the Golden Eagle? Or is it
Yeah.
the Rising Raptor?
Golden Eagle, I think.
Golden Eagle.
But in real life, it's the thing. So that's what we know.
Yeah. Not a clue. No idea.
This is a very basic integrated ride. There's nothing too crazy with theming, but I don't tend to go nuts with skinning rides, mainly because I can't, to be honest. But I also like to go with what I've seen in real life, and not many rides are over the top themed. They're mostly just integrated.
This gives me like if the UK tried to emulate a Busch Gardens vibe. Like
Yeah.
this,
Yes.
it's different, but it's similar. I love it.
I'll take
I
that.
absolutely love it.
So if we spin around behind us, we've got the log flume, which is an exact copy of the Rubbichon at Pleasurewood Hills, UK.
Oh, are we
Just
gonna
yet.
get wet?
I just moved back from the splash zone. I'm so immersed. Somebody did comment saying there should be some sort of drainage here, so there is some drainage. Are you happy? Look at it. Look at it. It's for you, person that asked for it. This is sponsored by Pipshot. I chose to use the in-game brand for this park, as opposed to Wellington Farms, where I used KFC, Starbucks, etc. Thought I'd go with the in-game ones. So, sponsored by Pipshot, and there is a Pipshot over there. You can see through the fence. But we'll go to Big Bite next.
I love the log flume because it looks so artificial.
Yes. Yeah,
Like-
it looks like a travelling version of a log flume that's been slapped
Oh,
on
it's
a permanent
so
park.
good. I absolutely love it. Because it just feels like a small park. Like, yeah.
I do think the just sinking it in by a meter or 2 meters, whatever it is, does make a whole. It no longer just looks like it's like slapped down like people
Right.
simply do in Planet Coaster. It just adds that bit of integration when it's literally integrated into the ground.
Right.
And that was just like a bit of a whim, really. I just tried it, and yeah, I think that's what sells it the most for me.
I love how you have the hill behind the other part of the flume. So the splash zone gets wet, but if there's another boat crossing by at the time, they're also going to get wet.
Yeah, it's perfectly timed, isn't it?
Yeah, that's really cool.
I love that little island too.
Yeah.
It's open theming.
Just wanted to do
But
something
it fits.
it's very simple that they would have done on the budget, but just sells that tropical theme.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it doesn't need any more than that either, right? So like you've got the high theming of whatever it's called, Hoatzin. Is it Hoatzin?
Yeah.
Yes, I win well.
Yes.
So you've got the high theme of Hoatzin, and then you've got the minimal theme of the log flume, and that's like the perfect proportion of theming.
It is. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Round the back, we've of course got a very ungated backstage area. We should have a gate on that. Very simple water treatment. Just some pumps and tanks and generators, I guess. I mean, Nerdchacho, how accurate is this?
Pretty accurate, actually. For a log flume that size, that's probably about what you would need.
Okay,
It's pretty decent.
Basically, what we're learning is I've done very well by fluking my way through this park. Moving on to Big Bite, our very large food court. Down on the ground level, we've got our pip shop, the sponsors of our lovely log flume, which is called Timber Falls, by the way, which is the...
Timber Falls, sponsored by Pip Shop.
Exactly. Get you to record that and play it on loop in the station. That's the previous name of the flume at Pleasure Hills, currently called Water Fun Factory, which is awful, let's be honest. Who signed up?
Yeah, that's a mouthful.
Yeah. So Big Bite is a 2-story food complex. Let's go to the nighttime for here.
I loved watching the build of this one too. It was I loved watching the build of all of them, but this one I was like, oh, look at this neat little thing that goes off this way, and there's seating and all this. It was a really cool little.
It's always important for me to
offshoot here. I love it.
Yeah, I don't like things being square or. Just, I want to have things on different angles, and it is obviously, we all know, a nightmare to build on different angles, but it's worth it when you do it.
Worth it.
Shots fired. Invites the king of the square building along to his stream and then fires shots at him. Cheers for that, Mooms.
Are you known for that? That's not something that I know about you.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm known for it, but that's what I do. If you look at, honestly, this is like a Clang moment. When now I've pointed it out, it's like going to be obvious.
You shouldn't have said anything, really.
I know.
We all see you this.
You're
You're the king of interiors, so I mean.
Well, yeah, love a good interior. This is good though. This is a Chacho level interior because you've got the breakfast bars, and you've got the bins.
I love interiors
too.
Like they're the best.
It's simple but effective, and no one's using it, which is great. So. Don't you just love it when you bring the guests in and then they don't use the things you want them to use?
Yeah, that's why I never let guests in my park. They ruin everything.
Wouldn't it be lovely if they were just sat here getting their food? But no, it's just the odd staff member walks past. If we go around the side here, we've got some seating for Big Bite, some outdoor seating. Again, not being utilised. Wonderful. You can go round the side of it, or you can go through it.
Oh,
I love that detail. That's cool. That's
I really like it.
It's like the Gruffalo that was. We can't go under it. We'll have to go through it.
Yeah.
And I would though, because I love little tunnely places and little, like, anytime I'm in a theme park and I see a bit that goes off the main path, I'm like, ooh, let's go that way.
That explains why Poet's got such a thing for security guards. She sees them whenever she goes to a theme park.
Yeah.
She's the one that gets physically escorted out.
I can see that.
Really?
So we have the Red Dragon, had to be done. This is a Welsh park after all. Get out of my way, fence. Jesus Christ.
Of course.
The Dragon coaster is an exact copy of Beastie, originally from Alton Towers, now resides at Barry Island in Wales and is now here. So a nice little story behind that as well.
With amazing custom supporting. Love this custom supporting.
It took me quite literally an entire day. It's just... Yeah,
totally worth it though. Look at it.
Yeah, it's so good.
We don't even have hydro beams.
Oh dear. So we've got some lovely electrics over here, including, might I add, a flashing button over there.
Oh my god, you did the button to flash.
I sequenced that button.
Why have I never thought to sequence that button before?
I didn't realise that you could until I saw, because what is it? It's when you click on certain items.
I didn't realize you could until just now.
And you go, yeah, and I saw activate on trigger, and I was like, oh, you can trigger it. So then I did some sequencing, and then yeah, you can change the colour of the button. So that's doing that now, as they would, I think. Nerdchacho, tell me, did dispatch buttons flash?
Sometimes, yeah,
Okay,
depends
good.
on what it's representing. But yeah, if you look at like Galactica or Air at Alton Towers, for example, which is one that's quite famously on display because it's on the station platform. Yeah, they flash until they're ready to go, and then they're solid when it's ready to. Nerd alert!
Let's ride this coaster.
I don't know. I feel like they think there's going to be a re-theme.
Okie dokie.
I don't think it'll be a re-theme. I think it'll. Sorry,
No, it's
maybe we
alright.
like hijacked your.
I don't
call.
care about Nemesis.
Shade.
Wow.
You know what?
Sold.
I just like it.
Well,
Like,
there goes half your sub count.
Yeah.
Yep.
That'll be.
Moomin has just been cancelled.
So
Just so you don't like
Oh my
theme parks.
goodness.
Next.
I'm just gonna leave. I'll let you guys crack on.
Bye. Bye, Mooney. Right, Chacho, take over.
this
Not
is
poet.
Goliath, as you can tell. It's still minimally themed to match the other flat rides in the park. And I believe that it incorporates perfectly into the theme of this area, which is, of course, the green area.
That was beautifully done.
That was amazing.
Something
That's
sarcastic, something sarcastic, something sarcastic, and... See?
Moomin, where's your hydraulic building?
It's in here, under the ground, okay?
Perfectly acceptable.
Yeah.
We'll take that as an answer.
Right. Thank you, Poet. I don't need to say anything anymore. That is Goliath. Over here we have the Claw.
I always think of that scene in Toy Story when I see the words "the claw." And I
Same,
think, oh,
same.
the claw.
I was thinking it, poet, but I didn't know whether to say it or not. Every single time I see it, I'm like, "That claw."
Right, that's what I'm thinking in my head. Like before the ride starts, all you hear is
Yeah.
the claw.
Claw will choose who will stay and who will go.
I like this view here. You've got the claw, you've got Falcon, you've got the dive coaster, and you've got its little... What's this called, Nerdchacho? Bit where it comes up out of the ground.
The overbanked turn.
Thank you. You've got its overbanked turn. Which brings us to BFG The Ride, which I have to say is probably my proudest achievement in this park, mainly because of how long it took me.
This is your crowning achievement of the park.
I think
100%.
so.
It's so good.
It's so sweet. It's just such a sweet ride, and at the very end, it leaves you with a big f***ing grin. BFG all the way around.
You're allowed to swear, poet.
I'll go big grin.
We didn't sign off on this.
So for the queue, we've got the dormitory that's in the film. You've got the light behind the door on this side, and then the owl through the window on this side. For me, got very key images from the start of the film. And then brings us down into the street, which I think looks very pretty.
Beautiful.
Street looks amazing.
We've got lift access here, or elevator access for you Americans, of course. Then we go through just some very plain interiors. Back out into the street. Got a little fire exit here, which takes us backstage and to one of the ride sections. Which brings us to the station. We've got our control booth up there with
that looks ace.
with Sally. That's her name now.
Hi, Sally.
Hello, Sally.
I is a nice giant. I is a freaky giant. There's not another giant like me in all a giant country. I is the big, friendly giant. The BFG. That's me. What you got in here? In my dream age. I must be tootling off now. I has my work to do, you see. I has my dreams to blow.
So, as I said in the episode, everything is done for realsies. So everything's got a chipboard back, like real sets would. You've got all of the show building visible. So yeah, likewise, the fire exits all kind of make sense. So you've got a fire exit here, which takes you around the back of this set this is a cut through to the Dream Cave, and then the fire exit continues back to where we were before, takes you back out into the queue. This is the control room. I'll turn the light off for this one because it looks all nice like this. CCTV. This is a link through into scene 4 that someone's scribbled on the wall, which does make sense. It goes through into scene 4, which is the portal bit. Electrics, etc. Yeah.
And this is exactly how it would look.
Yeah.
By the way, this is exactly how it would look.
Yeah, very happy with this. That is the BFG. As I said, it's probably my favourite part of the park. So over here in the yellow zone, we've actually got Daffodil, which is just a little family flat ride. Nice little chill out plaza. Somewhere just for parents to sit and relax, and nice little raised view of the park.
Yeah, I really like this.
Just a nice little...
This is
I like
very
every park
cute.
to have a little quiet area. In Worthington Farms, it was the Ferris wheel right in the back corner. Just somewhere to just, if you're a bit overwhelmed, you can just chill out for a little bit. We've of course got our Welsh cakes.
Welsh cakes are so good.
Did you have Welsh cakes when you came here?
I did.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
they are very
I
tasty.
like them. They were delightful.
Oh, it approved.
I'm the kind of person who will stand there and watch a coaster for like 20 minutes and then ride the coaster and then stand there and watch it for like another 20 minutes. I love coasters. They're so cool.
Yeah. There it goes. Yeah, lovely view of it.
It's
Very
great.
nice.
That was great
Like-
sound effects, Poet. Because we can't hear it, Poet just had to insert her own sound effects. That was spot on.
That was completely subconscious.
so
I
realistic.
did not even realize that was
I closed my eyes and I thought I was on the ride for a second.
Matty, I think
Yeah.
it's too late. That kind of stuff just comes from being a parent. You just get used to it using your kids, and then for the rest of your life, you do this stuff.
Yeah.
Here we have our pub, the Swan. Nice little way of integrating a restaurant into the park, but keeping it extremely British.
I mean, I feel like the Swan is a very short name. I mean, aren't most names like 2 nails on a horse's head? I've seen for pub names.
Very true. Yeah, so now that's a bit of custom media, completely plagiarized someone's painting, so apologies if you ever see this, but stole
Beautiful.
that.
Yoink.
But I added the text and the border and everything.
When I was in design school, one of the professors said, if you change 20%, it's yours.
There we
There
go.
you go. Done. Happy days. Signed off. That's pretty much how I work on my entire park. Just change 20% of something that somebody else has done. It's yours. Done.
That's my entire YouTube channel. Just watch what Moomin does and then replicate it and change it a little bit. Put a Stoke accent over the top. No one will have any idea. It's fine. Lovely ride.
Oh, thanks.
It is beautiful.
Valley Racers, it's cheap and cheerful. Is what it is.
Yes.
We've also got the big wheel here. Again, very much is what it is. Very simply integrated, but the park needs a Ferris wheel.
And it is a big wheel.
It is indeed a big wheel. And here we have Ada Hwyn. Yes, I said it again, and I think I said it right.
Ada Hwyn. What?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I'm not even going to attempt.
Yeah?
I'm not even going to try and attempt that. I can barely say Moomin, let alone that.
Station is very similar to the other two, to be honest, Red Dragon and Hoatzin. We've got a nice little control booth here. Got CCTV with the top of the lift hill.
Oh, very clever. Very nice.
Nice bit of custom media there, Matty. Did you see that?
I didn't see anything. I've had my eyes closed for most of the
Fault
time.
in a wound. My goodness.
A little view of the transfer tracks. Very simple. But
Very
let's hop
smiler.
on and have a little ride, shall we? It's fun.
Fun.
And that's,
Yeah.
that's all you could want from it.
And it's a relatively cheap addition to the park as well. Like, because Gerslauers are pretty affordable for a mid-level park like this.
Yeah.
So this would be the installation. The interesting thing that I find though is that you've got two vertical drop experiences.
Yes. Yeah. I didn't think about that until afterwards.
That's
but
a good draw to the park. Like that
Exactly.
would draw me right in.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it works in its benefit because they are very different after the drop. So
Yes.
whereas your B&M is literally just Oblivion, this is like Oblivion on steroids, but with a different manufacturer that would probably have cost about the same amount as your vertical drop coaster, but you get more for your money. So this works.
I would sit here forever, and then I would go on the coaster, and then I'd sit here for a while, and then go on the coaster again.
So I mean, kind of there we have it, I think.
More. We always want more
Such a
Moomin. You should be
fun
called Mormon.
Mormon.
Out of interest, Moomin, how many piece count is this park?
That's a good question. Let's see. So everything, including the exterior,
It's probably like the interior of one of my buildings.
yeah, is
Insert crash animation.
23,000.
That's incredible.
Okay, it is.
That's-
It's basically
that's
like
incredible.
one building for me. This is crazy.
So I guess that's a testament to everyone that says, "Oh, I could never possibly build this on
Yeah.
my PC or my console." Yes, you can. Yes, you
Any
can.
PlayStation 4 would handle this. Even a last-gen console would handle this park. So when the amount of people who will moan about the restrictions that a console will give you, you just need to look at this. Look at a very British park. You've got your proof right here. You can do
Oh,
it.
wow.
You just need to think outside the box. Less is more. Just incredible. Moomin.
Yeah?
Moomin. For your own video, 3-word park review. For your
Oh,
own.
are you having a
I'm
laugh?
doing my thing in your video
No,
now.
because remember last time when I said no? This time I'm genuinely saying no. I'm putting my foot down because this is my video, and how dare you come in here trying to bring your rubbish stuff into here. Matty, I will let you
That's Moomin.
give a 3-word park review.
I would say a I've got it and I've just forgot it. Oh.
I mean, you set it up and now you're just like,
Yeah.
what bother?
I would say a beautiful successor.
Ah, that's
And a
lovely.
beautiful follow-on from a very British park. I think it's really very much like kind of in the same vein as a very British park. It feels like the two parks coexist side by side. The cohesion from the two parks, from that one
Did
to this
somebody
one.
say
and yeah, just
cohesion?
incredible. I did.
Yeah, that's very nice. I think even from Worthington Farms, which is my first park on the channel, to this is a big step for me. And I'm excited to see where it goes with the next parks. Poet, do you have any final thoughts on this park?
Moomin, I think that you just go from strength to strength. Everything that you do with a Midas touch. I think that this is just, it's God tier, and the next is just going to have to be a new tier invented for, I think.
That's very nice. But this now feels like it's just compliments to me, and I can't cope with it. So, Nerdchacho, can you say something that doesn't actually really compliment me in a way, but also says something nice about the park? So good luck, and off you go.
So this is definitely the type of park that makes you realise you don't need a million pieces to do something good with. Everyone gets obsessed about piece count, but this is proof that you don't need it. And you can run stuff on a PC that isn't a power horse, and you've done a good job pulling it together.
Oh, thanks.
And you even did it using TMTK, which, I mean, a lot of people are like, TMTK, you have to have a big computer. No, only when you're like Nerdchacho and you decide to use a million pieces. It'd be really dumb, but yeah.
28,000 pieces is one of the hotel rooms in the hotel I built, so.
Yes.
Thank you very much to my guests, Poet, Matty, and Chacho. You'll find links to their channels in the description. Make sure to go check them out, give them a follow or a sub if you haven't already. I'd like to say a huge thank you to everyone watching. The support for this series has been outstanding, and I'm extremely grateful. A special shout out to everyone watching this at the premiere. We've been averaging about 100 live viewers, which is a ludicrous amount of people organised enough to be somewhere on time, so well done for that. As before, there will be a little break before the next series, but I'll pop the odd video in whilst you wait for that. Also, don't forget I have a new second channel where I play other games, currently working on some very exciting stuff for that, so make sure to sub if you haven't already. Link is in the description. Right, enough waffling. Thanks so much again to everyone. Catch you in the next one. Much love. Say goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye,
everyone. Bye, everybody.